You're watching Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. We're going to get you caught up on the latest Bears news and rumors when it comes to the Chicago Bears. A lot of Justin Fields stuff today, and that is where we are going to start. ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky coming to the defense of Bears quarterback Justin Fields and really pointing blame elsewhere. Pieces around him, front office as well, indirectly, I would say. He hopped on Get Up this morning for ESPN and said this: I told Bears fans all summer long, don't talk to me about Justin Fields' development. You got a fifth-round pick starting at left tackle. He might become a really good player, but that is not ideal. He has literally one of the worst pass-blocking lines in the last decade of the NFL. I said this, your number one receiver is really a number 3. Darnell Mooney is a good player, but he's not a number 1. His number 2 receiver is really like a 5. His starting tight end, Cole Kmet, what? So talk to me about how we can evaluate Justin Fields. It's one of the dumbest questions in football. And look, I'll be honest. Couple of thoughts on this. This offseason, when the national media, including Dan Orlovsky, said stuff like, this is going to be the worst offense in football. They're not going to be able to do anything. Justin Fields is screwed. I counter that with, yeah, the talent isn't great around him, but I think they'll be able to scheme things up better. That hasn't really happened. The coaching has let me down a little bit offensively. So here's kind of my take. Fields is not playing well. He's not. Although I think he played a little better against the Giants. But he is not getting adequate help from players or coaches. Seriously. Getsy has not impressed me as much as I thought he would. I thought this offense would scheme guys open more. Now, there has certainly been some plays where Fields either hasn't pulled the trigger or he's not seeing it, XYZ. We broke that down a little bit in our film study last week, and we might do another film study this week. But it's not happening consistently enough, and guys aren't making plays for him. Dante Pettis dropping a ball down the left sideline. Trevin Wesco on a scramble drill drops a little flip pass to him. Those plays have to be made, and they're not being made. And to Orlovsky's point, outside of Darnell Mooney, who's not a number 1, I would say he's a number 2, not a number 3. But the point is, you don't have these elite playmakers right now, and the offensive line, especially in Week 4, but at times throughout, has just not been good enough, especially in pass protection. So who deserves the most blame for where the Bears are right now offensively, especially in the passing game? Type JF for the quarterback, Justin Fields. Type PC for players and coaches, players around him, offensive line, receivers, running backs if you want to throw them in there, although I think the backs have been fine, except for Khalil Herbert and Pass Pro leaves a lot to be desired. Or type RP for Ryan Poles in the front office, not doing enough around him. Now, what I'll say about Ryan Poles is I think he's playing the long game by taking on some dead cap money, resetting the books that Ryan Pace led, which leaves this team with over $100 million next offseason to move pieces around him. But he could have made some minor moves like sign a DJ Chark or do something like that. He did not do so. So who deserves the most blame for the failures of the offense right now? JF, PC, RP, let me know down in the comments. Brad Spielberger, I thought, made a couple of good points when it comes to field struggles right now, and I thought I would point those out to you. He said, has Justin Fields struggled? Yes, that's the point I just made. Does he have quite comfortably the toughest situation in the NFL? Also, yes. Don't believe me? Look at this little line graph. Is this a line graphic? I don't know what the different terminology was. One, the vertical axis on the far side there, pointing across, all the way across. My hand gets cut off. You see where I circled Fields' name in red, bottom left? That's the worst place to be because the vertical graphic is ability for receivers to get open and create separation. Bears have the worst at that in the league. What does that mean? Receivers aren't getting open. The bottom graph, the horizontal line there is how often a quarterback's getting pressured. Fields is getting pressured the most. So you add that up, and it's not good. Not getting separation, constant pressure on you, it equals bad results. I mean, we all want to point out these screenshots on Twitter and this and that. And sure, Fields has missed opportunities, and I'm sure I can see Larry Lapper, Sang-Rae Kim now. Oh, you continue to make excuses. This isn't even my data. These are other people. Just watch. Guys aren't getting open. Pettis is dropping the ball. I'm going to do an all-22 film study, but there's not a lot of plays to be there. And the few plays that there are there, Fields has been pressured so much throughout the game. His natural instincts right now are to take off and run. And can you blame him? I mean, those are the most effective plays right now, him running for yards. So it's not good right now. He's not playing well. He's not reacting quick enough. Receivers aren't getting open consistently enough, and the pass protection is not holding up. you add it all up, and it's not good. Then you look at this data. This is This is Pro Football Focus's pass blocking grade on true passing sets, so non-play action, non-screen plays. This is just Fields dropping back, whether in the shotgun or under center, no play action, no misdirection, none of that stuff. Bears, 27.3 pass blocking grade. Easily the worst. Eagles up there at 75.1. So when I make that Eagles analogy, it's kind of hard when Jalen Hurts is playing behind the best line in football and the Bears have the worst pass blocking line. I've given the line credit. They've played better than I thought they would overall. Pretty solid in run blocking. But pass blocking, PFF's not the end-all be-all, but the numbers, I mean, they're pretty telling, are they not? So here's what I think Luke Getsy needs to do. They need to employ a more quick passing game. Now, I will give Getsy credit. At times, especially early in the past couple games, he's tried to do a couple of quick passes, and balls are getting batted down at the line. But that doesn't mean you just abandon it after a couple tries. Get the slants going. Get the more wide receiver screens going. You know, I hate to say it, some curl routes on the outside. I don't want to do it every play like Matt Nagy used to, but quick balls, get the ball out because the line's not setting or protecting long enough. We know Fields likes the big game hunt downfield, but he needs to get that through his head too. Like, hey, take the underneath stuff, and then hopefully that'll open up the deep ball like the Darnell Mooney last week. I think that's how you're going to have to attack things for now because you're not getting consistent enough protection. The numbers show that at this point in the season. Hopefully it improves, but right now, don't feel great about where things are around Justin Fields or even with Justin Fields. None of it is working well enough at this point in time. Follow us on the Call-In app. We're going to be live after our Tuesday stream here. So if you're watching live right now, I'm chopping things up on Call-In. If you're watching this on demand later tonight or on Wednesday, you can go check out the episode on Call-In. Audio social podcasting app, your chance to call into the show and talk to me. We have post-game shows over there as well. Instant reaction from me, and then I take your calls. Subscribe right now, chatsports.com/BearsCallin, and also download the app on iOS or Android. Right here, Android. Over there, keep going. My hand disappears, but that's if you have an iPhone. Those are QR codes. So if you're watching on a Fire Stick right now or on a TV, get your phone up there, scan the image of the QR code. If you're on Android, the right image or the one in the middle there. If you're on Apple, the one on the far left of your screen. That way you can download the app and find Bears Now. We chop it up a couple times a week over there. Let's talk Cody Whitehair. Matt Eberflus confirming on Monday that he will miss some time. The way he talked, sounds like he could go on IR. They don't think it's season-ending, but it's not exactly looking great either for Cody Whitehair, a guy who's only missed 2 games in his career up to this point. Obviously, this sucks. I mean, Cody Whitehair is not a stud by any means, but he's one of your better linemen. There's no doubt about it. He's your most longest tenured lineman. He's the obvious vet up there. So right now, this is how things are going to look. Braxton Jones, Lucas Patrick, Sam Mustipher, Tevin Jenkins, and Larry Borum. We'll see if Alex Leatherwood can work his way to the mix when he comes back from the NFI list. Maybe Michael Schofield gets some run as well. Like, I'd like to see Patrick at center than Schofield at left guard, but yay, more Sam Mustipher. And hey, Sam Mustipher seems like a great guy for being undrafted and starting some games in his career and doing okay. Like, I don't really think we should expect more than what he's given. Now, I do think we can expect more than what we saw on Sunday when his pass blocking grade was literally a 1.5. I showed this image on Monday's video. If you look on the 4th row, this is his PFF stats. Pass blocking category, 1.5. I joked yesterday that they give you a 10 just by suiting up, and he somehow lost 8.5 points. That's not actually true. But my point is really bad performance from him, and looks like he's going to be playing for the foreseeable future. So that's obviously not ideal either. Subscribe to Chicago Bears Now because we're going to have videos all season long. Listen, 2-2, it could be worse. Learning pains right now. Things could get worse before they get better, but we're going to continue to cover this team, watch the games every week with watch parties, and interact with all of you. So go ahead and subscribe, and let's keep it going. I want to still have a lot of fun this season. Okay, here's my take. Offensive line is playing hard. They're just young and inconsistent, and in some areas, just not talented enough. Like, Sam Mustipher is just not talented enough. That's why he went undrafted. You're playing a 5th-round rookie at left tackle in Braxton Jones. I think he has a chance to be a good player, but, he's going to get beat sometimes, right? Tevin Jenkins is actually playing pretty well, but he's going to get beat sometime. Borum, same deal. 5th-round guy at right tackle. Like, you lack elite talent. You're young. You're inexperienced. I think they're playing hard, but It's going to take time if they're going to continue to stick with this young group for the rest of the season. Now, some potential free agent offensive linemen, if you want to help replace Cody Whitehair, Eric Flowers, still out there, 28 years old. At times has been a pretty good guard in this league. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif still available at offensive guard. Darrell Williams has played guard and tackle in his career. I'm surprised he remains out there. Trey Hopkins has played guard and center in his career. Eric Fisher, really more of just a left tackle, so I don't know if he really makes sense. I want to keep seeing Braxton Jones play out there, but he is out there if you want to bring someone like him in. So there are names that Ryan Poles could go get if especially you want to get Sam Mustipher out of there, slide Lucas Patrick to center, go sign Eric Flowers. He could play left guard. Just an option. We'll see if they consider doing something like that. Grade the Bears' offensive line so far this year, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm kind of in that C minus range. It hasn't been a disaster. Run blocking has been pretty decent, actually, but the pass blocking has a long way to go. Let me know, A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the Bears' offensive line. All right, some news coming in here at the last second here to hit on. Brad Biggs reported, and the Bears tweeted out as well. Tried out defensive lineman Jalen Holmes, who they have signed to the practice squad. They also worked out tight end Samus Reyes. Not familiar with him, but Jalen Holmes, just looking at his career, spent 3 years with the Vikings from 2018 to 20, so maybe trying to get a little intel there, even though it's a new regime, obviously. 8 games with the Saints last year, had 14 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Rotation defensive lineman type, 280 pounds, so we'll see if he works his way onto the 53, but he gets added to the practice squad, presumably taking the place of Michael Badgley, who got cut yesterday. All right, thanks for tuning in. The latest news and rumors around the Chicago Bears can be found on this channel, so hit that subscribe button, share that link with a friend. It's youtube.com/BearsNow, and we'll see you next time here on Chicago Bears Now.